Brought to you by Penguin.
Hope by Lesley Pearse. Read by Lucy Brownhill. Chapter 1. Somerset, 1832. Screaming don't help babbies into this world. Bridie snapped irritably, and forced the rope knotted to the bedhead into her mistress's hands. Just pull on this and bear down. At the sound of the door opening behind her, she glanced over her shoulder to see Nell, the parlour-maid, coming in with a basin of hot water. About time, too. I thought you'd skedaddled, she barked. Nell was not offended by old Bridie's sharpness. She understood it was only because she was frightened. Bridie was not a midwife, and it was only the horror of Lady Harvey being put to public shame that had induced her to deliver this baby herself. She looked all of her 60 years now, with her iron-grey hair escaping from her starched cap, her plump face drawn and yellowy in the candlelight, and her blue eyes, which normally twinkled with merriment, dull with exhaustion and anxiety. "Maybe we should get the doctor," Nell blurted out, as she saw the angry, distended veins, which had popped up all over Lady Harvey's face and neck. "It's surely taking too long, and she's in such pain." Bridie glared, and Nell took that to mean she was not to offer any further opinions or suggestions. So she took the rag from the cold water basin, wrung it out, and wiped her mistress's forehead. She just hoped Bridie knew what she was doing, for if her ladyship were to die, they'd both be in deep trouble. The room was fetid and airless, hot as an oven, even though the fire was almost out now. The heavy tapestry curtains around the bed and the highly polished dark furniture added to the claustrophobic atmosphere. Nell had seen the first rays of dawn coming into the sky as she fetched the hot water from the kitchen, and she was so tired she felt she might fall down where she stood. Last year she'd helped at her baby brother's birth, but it had been nothing like this. Mother had been walking around until minutes before, and then she lay down, gave a bit of a shout, and out came the baby as smooth as a greasy piglet. Until tonight, Nell had thought that all babies arrived that way. But Lady Harvey had started her yelling and carrying on at 6 yesterday evening, and it had just got worse and worse through the night. Her lovely white nightgown was sodden with sweat, and beneath it, her distended belly looked obscene in the flickering candlelight. If this is what you got for going with a man, Nell thought, she'd sooner die a virgin. "Let me die and the baby with me," Lady Harvey yelled out. "God, haven't you punished me enough for my wickedness?" "Push the baby out or you will die," Bridie yelled back, and gave her mistress a sharp slap on her naked thigh. "Come on, push the little bugger out, damn you." Whether it was the slap or the threat of death that did it, Lady Harvey's screams turned to a kind of bellow, not unlike a cow in labour, and all at once she was pushing with real determination. Some 20 minutes later, Nell's eyes grew wide as she finally saw the baby's head coming. The hair on it was gypsy black, in stark contrast to her mistress's lily-white thighs. "That's it. He's coming now." Bridie's voice was suddenly softer with relief. "Let him come. Don't push no more." Nell watched entranced, her exhaustion forgotten, as the baby slid out into Bridie's gnarled old hands. The belly, which had seconds ago looked as taut and swollen as a ripe pumpkin, suddenly sagged, and her ladyship let out a gentle sigh of relief that her ordeal was finally over. Bridie pointedly placed the new baby well away from its mother, not even proclaiming that she'd had a girl. Nell caught the older woman's eyes, saw the fear in them, and all at once the joy and wonder she'd felt at the miracle of new life was extinguished. This baby wasn't intended to live. Bridie was not going to slap its little back or breathe into its tiny mouth to help it survive. It was meant to die. "Is it really over now?" Lady Harvey asked, her voice just a hoarse whisper. "Oi, it's over now, my lady," Bridie said, as she quickly tied the cord and cut it. "Just the afterbirth to come. You'll be—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?